life growing up. I grew up in a small town, most of my life on the farm.
How did I even start with it? No, I had a good childhood. Come on. Yeah, so growing up, I spent as much time as possible outdoors, spending time on my grandparents' farm, anything I could do to be outside, especially hunting. Via Facebook.
He knows my cousin. And he goes, "Are you related to so-and-so? Because he's pretty cool, so I bet you're pretty cool too." I was like, well, maybe I'll just give this guy one night. I'll give him a date, and then maybe he'll leave me alone. I can go about being single, you know? And that first date just changed everything.
Oh, I was definitely nervous, and it was pretty well planned, but at the same time, we wanted to keep it low-key. We went to a winery in Elk Creek.
No, Pawnee.
Gosh, dang it. Why did you just leave that on?
I'm pretty sure I showed up in athletic pants and just a t-shirt. I remember telling you, hey, this is me, just so you know, and this is what I normally wear.
I kind of wanted to put a special touch on it by showing her what I really live for, and that's, like I've said before, hunting. So on our way kind of back to my house to end the date, to drop her off at her vehicle, we tried calling and spotlighting raccoons.
Yeah, I actually broke my tooth on our first date. I'm worried about this ditch over here, and he's worried about the coon. And so he's backing up, and I'm like, hey, there's a ditch over here, you know, and I'm like freaking out. I'm so scared. And so I went to lean over because like I felt like I was sitting like this in the truck and I was gonna fall out or something. And so I leaned over, and his truck's a manual, and so he hit the brakes as soon as I did that. And I like, my head went forward and I hit my mouth right on his shifter. And so I took a big chunk of the clear coat out, and it like broke my tooth off.
Definitely a date that you're not gonna forget. I don't know if I can do that because I don't remember it that well.
Jeez. Okay. Okay, so that first date that we went on.
I mean, I don't. How does it typically answer?
And my back was hurting me, so I said something about my back hurting. And he's like, oh, well, I'll pop your back for you. So he goes, I'm gonna lay down on the floor and you can lay on top of me. And I'm like thinking, I don't even know this guy very well. Like, and now I'm in his house and he's asking me to lay on top of him on the floor so he can pop my back. I don't know anybody that pops backs like that.
All right, repeat it again so I can just say it again, please.
He squeezed my back and popped it, and then afterwards he just was like staring at me, and I'm like, oh god, he's gonna kiss me. And he kind of like leaned up like he wanted to kiss me, so I just leaned down and we kissed.
After the first kiss, I knew that we definitely had to have another date, for sure, no doubt about that.
Yes. He's a very outdoors person. He loves to be outside all the time, year round. I do not. And when it gets cold outside, I don't like to be outside at all. So yeah, he could totally survive, for sure.
I believe so, yeah. She is pretty, gosh. There's just a lot of things that she's almost better at than I am. Like guy things.
I want to say genuine, but maybe that's not the best word to use for him. He's just very sweet. He makes me happy.
Kind. She's very kind. Very caring.
It was like shortly after we started dating, probably within that first 2 weeks, I realized that he was the one that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. We just clicked, you know, and I didn't want to, you know, I thought I wanted time away and time to be single and be alone, and he had just changed my whole opinion on it, and there wasn't one day that I didn't want to spend it with him.
I would say probably after the first month or so of dating, of seeing each other, you get a different feeling than you've ever had before that, you know, it's hard to explain it, but it's more or less you don't want to go without that feeling. I would definitely say an animal that hibernates, and the first one that comes to my mind is a groundhog. The reason being is because she does not like cold weather. So
No.
a groundhog, they pretty much stay holed up until spring when it starts to get warm. So groundhog for sure.
I've been thinking about this for a while. It's so weird, but I told him in the car that he'd be a rabbit because he's soft and cuddly and he likes to work, and he just like, I think rabbits, they just are fast and they go places and they go a lot of places, and he likes to work. He likes to work a lot. Either that or he'd be a bear. A grizzly bear. Only because he, you know, bears are strong and woolly. He's kind of woolly.
I have to say that just how caring Kelsey is, for the fact that it doesn't matter who you are or what I done, what I said, she's still nice to me and would do anything for me.
He's a hard worker, and he works really hard to provide for me and hopefully in the future our family. And
Me, without a doubt.
you can say that. Sometimes.
I'm borderline OCD.
You know what I
with certain
found
things.
today on the floor? Pumpkin bread on our kitchen floor.
I would say she's
Me?
got a better sense of humor.
I'm not necessarily funny, but when I'm serious, I mean it, and he thinks it's funny.
I have my own sense of humor.
Yeah, he has his weird sense of humor. We don't have the same toothpaste tube. We have different ones. Because he squeezes his and I don't. Like, I have to go from the bottom up, and I strategically use my toothpaste to, like, there's none left in the tube. You could probably cut it open and be like clean. And he just squeezes his, and it drives me nuts.
I put quite a few hours into different scenarios, different ideas, and I narrowed it down to about 3. But for the time of year that I proposed, which was December, I had to work with the one, and that was an outdoors theme. Like I said, once again, what I live for, and that was on my grandparents' ground where I've hunted ever since I was a little kid. I came up with basically hanging a trail camera within trail camera range of a camera that was already there, and I wanted it to be 100% surprise, and that's exactly what it was. I didn't get it on camera how I wanted it, but it was the thought that counted.
I am looking forward to just being there and being with family, and I can't wait for him to see me.
I'd say just having all of our families together that typically aren't together for different reasons, but everybody being together in one spot don't happen very often.
Well, we just bought a house, and so our short-term goal is to get that finished and complete the way that we want it, make it our home. Hopefully in the near future,
Start a family of our own.
Yeah, have some kids.
Maybe a kid or 2.
Or 3. Austin, I just want to tell you that I love you very much and that I am looking forward to our wedding day, and I am looking forward to the future with you and to see what it has to bring.
Kelsey, I'm definitely excited to see what our future is going to hold, and I love you.
We just want to say a special thank you to all our family, parents and grandparents, everybody that made this day possible for us, everyone that came to support us and to celebrate with us. We appreciate you guys really much.
Absolutely. Everybody, thanks.